Shahi and Amy Acker.
She wore the leather jacket.
We have really, really tall chairs for us to climb into. Oh, wow.
They're so hot.
Let me turn those on.
I don't think she thought.
How are you guys?
Oh, better now.
Yeah.
Love you!
I don't know how to turn this one on. Oh, there it is.
How are you, Sarah? I'm good. How are you guys?
Great.
Oh my God, what a crowd! You guys are impressive, man.
Welcome. Hello. I got them all excited. This was me. I didn't with either of you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Everyone here is so excited that you're here. This is the first time. You are together again on a panel. Is that correct?
That's right. We had lunch a couple weeks ago. We were together then. But you guys were not there. I remember seeing you guys.
Very much like this.
Yeah.
It sounds like this.
You do sound like this. So you guys have stayed in touch. You text every day. You check in.
I mean, I'm sure we do a lot of different things according to the people in the audience. For the most part, yeah, Amy and I, you know, we are really good friends off camera, and we both have a lot of similarities, and we have a lot of things in common, and so working with her was always a joy, and you know, keeping in touch with her is even more fun.
The fanfic is writing itself. So let's start with basic questions, because I know everyone here has good questions and want to ask them. So I'm going to start with the basic ones. I want to know what your favorite characteristics of your characters are. What was your favorite thing about them?
My favorite thing about Shaw, I had a couple favorite things about it. I loved her eating food with like knives. You know, I thought that was very cool of her. What is it?
Steak without him.
Oh, thank you. And you know, and I loved that her like foreplay would have been, you know, like cutting each other and like, you know, punching each other, and like I just picture her as being like such a biter. And, you know, and so I love.
Think about, that's an actor right there. Someone who knows this character inside and out.
You know, I thought about her a lot, and there were a lot of things that I wanted to do with her that I never got the opportunity to do. So I always. Some of it was like shaving my head and like, you know, having like a bionic arm, you know. So, but I loved how masculine she was, and you know, and she ran with the big boys, and she was very much an equal to them, and you know, never once was she, you know, portrayed as somebody who couldn't do what the boys on the show did. And you know, and I guess that was my most favorite part about her. But like I said, just how tough she was and how violent she was, like naturally. Like I really liked that, you know.
We are learning a lot about Sarah. Amy?
Oh. Where do you bring I think Sarah should answer.
your favorite thing. Sarah's gonna be like, so Amy's favorite thing about Root is?
Very sexy. I really, one of my favorite parts about it was the interaction that I just loved getting to annoy her. And so it was just so fun. Because she's very believable that she's really, but I did know that she loved me deep down. And kind of the same but opposite note, I loved how feminine Root was able to be and still hang with everyone and be as powerful, and there was never anything like, oh, I just thought both of those characters that we kind of ran things, and it's like the girls in charge. It was good.
Oh yeah. Ladies should be leading things. We all know this. What was your favorite memory from the show? Your favorite scene? Let's get romantic here.
One of my favorite scenes. It was not a well. I guess I don't know. It was a difficult scene. It was the scene in this. One of my favorite episodes was the simulation episode, like 6,000. And and I really enjoyed the stuff that they had me do because I took the role because I wanted to go to these super dark places that you're not supposed to go to on network television. And so getting them to write that kind of stuff for me in that episode, I was beyond thrilled, and I wanted to honor it, to the highest degree of truth. And it was honestly that scene at the end by the carousel. That was, I will always, that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of POI, when I think of all that stuff. And it was very hard as an actor to stay in that place, and it was very challenging. It was very challenging, and I thought, with, my scene partner and I, I'm only good because she makes me look good, but I thought, so sweet. So anyway, so that's, for me, that was one of my most memorable scenes.
This shit was awesome!
Yes.
Shit was awesome.
And yeah, it was difficult, it was challenging, but when I watched it, I thought we did a really good job.
I like the part where Sarah was biting me.
This camera is going off the rails.
Or on it.
Yeah,
Exactly what we wanted.
We had a lot of fun scenes. I mean, even the first, I think one of a fun story was the first scene that we had together, the day we met with the iron and everything. Jonah and Amanda came up afterwards and they were like, why is this the sexiest scene? They just didn't see it coming down the aisle. We were like, that's what you wrote, right?
What you intended?
So then, I want to know, was the intention always to have this relationship happen?
Yes! Fuck yeah!
So we're not sure. That's fine. I'll just go right through these then.
Still you.
So we have a lot of fan questions. I have a handful from Twitter, but I'm going to allow those who would like to. We have a microphone set up, so you may get in line. There's no microphone coming to you, so you should get up. There is a line. We'll form it right here. If you have questions, please line up. This is a question.
Well, they're my
I was going to say, that's going to happen.
Let's see which one. So you were talking about the simulation episode, and this question comes from Aria V on Twitter.
Oh.
Yep. So we get to see different aspects of your character, different versions, and they felt so different. How do you prepare to do that? You've been in this character, you know who they are. How do you prepare to do this character just slightly different?
that's the fun thing too about my job is I feel like, I mean, look, this is what I feel like acting is a lot of like, you know, human psychology. And we are all not just one thing. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, no matter what you are comprised of so many different feelings, emotions, events, things that have happened to you. We're all bitchy, we're all funny, we're all crazy, we're all sweet, we're all, you know what I mean? So we're all just a bunch of everything. And I think with actors, you know, you just try and find that part of you that most, like, the, you know, closely resembles that which you're trying to portray. And I guess that's kind of it. I just really try to tap into that part of myself that I can relate to what's happening and or how the character is feeling, really. I don't know if I answered your question. It's kind of a tough one. It's like, you know, how do you walk? We put one foot in front of the other. How do you put one foot in front of the other? You just kind of do. So I guess that's the same thing, you know, it's like you just kind of think about that part of you that would respond to this situation and how would you respond. And you know, and trust me, there were plenty of times playing Shaw where I didn't know if I was doing a good job. I didn't know, you know, because they always wanted me to be tough and to not show emotion and to not, you know, but at the same time, like I feel like we're humans, we're not robots, so there's got to be a little bit of emotion that sometimes, you know, seeks through the veneer, and I guess we got it, I don't know. I answered your question, I'm sorry if I rambled.
Awesome. I think we'll start with the first question.
Okay, so my question goes to Sarah. What is it like to kiss Amy Acker?
She's getting ready to.
Does it feel like when I do it in my dreams?
Kissing Amy is like biting into the most succulent peach. It's like sweet and juicy and like just a little wet. It's better than your dream, sister.
That's gonna be over.
I'm so happy to be up here right now.
And I love both of you.
We love you.
And Sarah, you're in it too.
What?
I think you're in it.
I was starting to feel left out. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. So I saw earlier in the photo ops that you guys are really good at kind of going back into character. Amy, you get the root smirk down just like that. And Sarah, that face, the emotionless, just like stoic face, perfect. So I was wondering, since it's so easy for you guys to go back into character, if you guys could,
How much are you paying me?
however much you want. If you guys
$2
could just
from
like
everybody in the
improv a
house.
scene.
I'd like to point out we don't have a script up here, and that's unfair to the writers.
Hasn't someone written some good fanfic?
Act that out.
Please stand up.
I guess bring some fanfic to the table.
Yeah, we'll do a stage reading of anyone's fanfic.
What network is
Thank you.
Yeah, really.
If we can't, you know, maybe just like a scene of the ending didn't really happen and Root comes back alive.
Do the iron.
Well, yeah.
I'll move out of the way.
Okay, so your scene is that Root comes back alive.
Yes.
Right? So okay, good. So let's just say on the phone, right? I get that phone call. And then
She rang you and you never know.
Okay, wait, so I'm on here, wait, let me be on the phone call with you. Right, something about numbers or whatever.
Into the machine.
Wait, hold on, mic down.
They're trying to kill us.
We're dead out here,
Trying to
you
kill
know.
us.
You're all so demanding. So demanding.
They're gonna kiss. They're gonna kiss. They're gonna kiss.
Okay, ready? Okay, quiet everybody.
Quiet on set.
Rude.
Did you miss me?
Is that you?
Are you ready for this?
I've never been more ready.
Look behind you.
They're not writers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I did not see that coming. Yes, we have another question.
Hi, my name is Isaiah. I'm here from Vegas, locally. Hi. So a lot of the questions have been kind of like, you know, flirtatious and stuff, and you guys have already mentioned biting and everything. Throughout the show, it's been like insinuated that Rue and Shaw have a lot of kinky sex. And so, based off your perspective of the characters, like, what do you think are some kinks that
These are deep. These are like
This turned
intense.
very
we're gonna
sexy
keep
very
this,
fast.
Not going any further.
Oh, is this the PG thing? Is it?
There are.
Oh, there are kids here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Let's
sorry.
remember the show aired on CBS.
I apologize, I'm sorry.
So we're gonna keep things.
Well, okay. Alright, sorry.
Did you say we're gonna keep things zip tight? Just wanted to clarify.
I apologize for the children in the audience. So I guess another question would be, in the scene where the machine as Root's voice is giving the message about Shaw being a straight line and everything like that, you know, there's only been like another time where we see Shaw's emotion come through, and that's when she's helping a little girl. And so in that moment, you know, when Shaw cries and stuff like that, do you think that, you know, her being a sociopath and everything, like, do you think that is when, you know, she actually does feel love for Rue in that moment, or she actually does realize, like, you know, I actually can be with this person, like, just because I'm this way, it doesn't have to hinder me from, you know, loving this woman.
I think she realizes it before that moment. You know, there were some, I can't remember all of them, but there were definitely some scenes before that, even as far as season, you know, going back to season 4, where the character, Root, was, you know, definitely getting under Shaw's skin. And I think in the beginning, I really don't think that Shaw had a thing for Root. You know, I think it really caught her by surprise. And by the time we got to that scene, I think it was already, Shaw's feelings were already there. You know, I don't think it was in that moment that she realized that, or she would not have gotten emotional. But, you know, she's definitely one of those characters who, you know, she's kind of a lone wolf, and she found herself amongst this family, and I think she found, you know, that relationship with the dog, with her, with the fellas on the show, you know, like enjoying it more than she thought she would. And, you know, realized that being isolated wasn't all it's cracked up to be. And, you know, and yeah, I mean, in an alternate universe, you know, I do think that, you know, the two of these were together, and, you know, and they made little shoot babies with the help of a machine, you know. And, but yeah, I think she realized it way before then that this was somebody that.
So when do you think she realized it then?
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember I can't remember. I got dumber with each kid I had, so like, I don't know, but I really feel like there was something that happened in season 4 where her flirtations just started working. You know, and like, I just remember when she came to pick me up on her motorcycle and she hands me a helmet and I like get on the back of the bike and we drive off and, you know, there's just something there. And then my need for her help was another thing on the show. Like I needed her to help me. And so it was just, you know, it just kind of developed. I mean, it was like, you know, I think it was like somebody pulling out the rug from underneath her when she realized she did have feelings for her. But again, because the character was supposed to be so reserved, it was never anything. I think the dream, or the fantasy, the simulation, I think that was, you know, that was the most Shaw would ever show. You know, but even that was pretty much all done for you guys. You know, it's like, because we read the feedback that was on Twitter and what the fans wanted, and you know, that was really done for you all.
Thank you. I have another question that came from Twitter before we get back to the line. From Jay is for Amy. Although Root was one of the major characters, we didn't get to see a lot of the background between Hannah's murder and becoming an assassin. What do you think happened between?
Well, I'm assuming because her kind of introduction to the Teen Machine family was about pursuing the machine, so I think she sort of took her Oregon Trail knowledge that you saw. That was about all you knew she did with computers at that point, and went really deep into trying to find the AI and to make AI. And then when she found out that Harold had created the machine, it sort of became her life's goal to find this man and release the machine.
So I think the lesson we learned is everyone should really be playing Oregon Trail and like really get into it.
And go to school.
And go to school. Where you play Oregon Trail. Yes, you have another question. Who's on?
Okay, so my question might get a little awkward, but I'm brought to the house.
So let's see what this question is.
So obviously you guys are really good friends, and you guys have shown that. And my question is, so obviously since you're both so freaking hot, is it weird for you guys to make out with each other because you're such good friends?
I think what she's trying to say is, as actors, sometimes doesn't it get difficult to work with your friends in such intimate ways?
It's always strange. I mean, it's, you know, it is. It's like, you know, yeah, because we are such good friends and, you know, we genuinely like each other as people. And, I mean, you know, Yes, it is weird. It is weird. It's like kissing your sister. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sorry. Bad Sarah.
You know, the weirder part about doing something like that for me is that the whole crew is your family, and so you've been like joking around with all, and then it's more just having the audience of all of your friends, like it was nice to have Sarah there that we could both be like, they're looking at me. So it was good. I can't think of another person I would rather have had that experience.
Thank you.
My question is for Amy. So outside of the events of season 5, like if Shaw's survival didn't depend on the machine's survival, do you think that Root could live a life without the machine and with Shaw?
I mean, the machine was such a big, that's so central to the story that it's hard to imagine. Like if Samaritan didn't exist in the machine, everything was happy with the machine, or the machine, how would that happen? Then it would be the show.
Like
But
if she
yeah.
had to choose between.
If she had to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's.
I guess I just feel like the choice was she couldn't. If she chose Shaw over the machine, then there was no Shaw anyway because the world wasn't going to be there. So she was sort of. That was really the only choice there was, and that was her best chance of maybe having Shaw too.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Okay, so my question is for Sarah, and it's for the algorithm. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
I would like to know that if Shane hadn't,
Oh no.
and you had been together, where do you think Shane and Carmen will be today? What would they do? Sorry, it's a shoe panel, I know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Shane and Carmen. They were called Charmin. They were Charmin. Yeah. But I think I think they'd probably end up somewhere like like New York or like some hip, because Carmen was she had the whole DJ thing going. So, she would be like this, huge DJ, and Shane, I don't even know, what did Shane do? Hairdresser, that's right. That's right, yeah, you're right. And I'm so glad you guys know my job more than me. And yeah, she was like gonna be like Sally Hershberger, and we just like dominate New York and be these like power lesbians together. And yeah. I worked with Kate not too long ago. I worked with her last year on Ray Donovan. And yeah, no, she's great. She's super cute. Stuff's on Twitter and Instagram, whatever, if you want to see, who cares?
Hey, so everybody knows, like the filming process for film and TV is different. Which do you guys prefer and like why? Is it like the pacing or the blocking?
I prefer the process of filmmaking more than the process of TV making. But I enjoy how, you shoot a movie and it doesn't come out for a year, maybe a year and a half. With TV, there's a more instant result. But as far as the process goes, I do enjoy film only because I feel like you can take more chances. The people involved are really there for the art of storytelling, and they want to try things and be inventive, and you move at a slower pace. You only shoot maybe like 4 or 5 pages a day, whereas in a TV show you shoot 10, 11 pages a day. And it's just quicker, and it's not sometimes it's just about, okay, we've got to get it, move on, get it, move on. Whereas in film, I feel like you have more chance to like play with your character.
I think I like TV. For a couple of reasons. One, going back to the crew, you really start to have a family, and I like that sort of 9 months of the year you're spending with these people, and I guess I've always been lucky to be with really great groups of people and cast, and also just that the characters get to evolve so much and change, and I just like getting to know a character that well, so having that time. Now, I guess shows can get canceled after. But on the good ones, they get to stay on, and you get to find those characters I really like. Thank you.
Some good shows also get canceled.
Yeah.
Like Dollhouse. and Paralegal.
She laughed.
But Paralegal, that's quality. Quality. Thank you.
Hi. It's for both of you. In canon, we see that Shaw has a personality disorder, and it's sort of talked about among the fans that Root probably does have some type of personality disorder as well. But how does that change the way that you guys approach your characters when you know that there is that sort of affect that they have that is not necessarily neurotypical?
I mean, I think because I don't think either of their characters, maybe Shaw was when you're at the would have really been diagnosed as this. I don't think they're going to like therapy to get some help. I think they're like, I think that's where we got a lot of the quirks of the characters, and that's how you were able to explain things that you do, things that maybe a normal person wouldn't do, like a lot of the things that we did. But I think just playing them as truthful to what was written and to the person that we wanted to portray. I don't think we ever played into any sort of personality.
I just know, like for me, the note I just remember is like ingrained in my head. It was like, no smiles, no this, no that. You have an access to type personality disorder. And I looked it up because I wasn't sure if that was real. And it is real. It actually is a real thing, and it is. It's like people that are very, they've got so much, whatever it is, so much is suppressed, and they don't know how to access it or to get it out. And so it actually is a thing, but I did not have the luxury of, for example, to sit with anybody who had that or to do anything like that. So, but that's also why I like the process of filmmaking, because in a film I would have had that time. But yeah, no, it does inform the character, and it does change things a bit, just try to play everything just stone cold,
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi guys. I just want to know, besides your own characters on the show, who was your favorite character and why was it Bear?
Why was it Bear? Is that assuming that we said Bear was our favorite character?
I mean, that is the correct answer.
Oh, okay. So were you asking me or telling me?
Tell us why you love Bear. Also,
I told you, I
other
got
favorite
number
character.
each kid. I told you. But why was it Bear?
Do you have a favorite character other than your own?
You can say it wasn't Bear, but you're going to get booed.
Bear was obviously your favorite.
Bear was my favorite.
Who was second?
I love
second
Bear.
favorite?
He likes the biting and the slobbering.
Did you have a second favorite?
Honestly, no. I loved working with the dog. I really did. Because working with the dog, what I loved about working with the dog is, the dog does whatever it wants. So every take was somewhat different, and you had to respond differently because you didn't really know what the dog was going to do. So, even though he was the ultimate scene stealer, you can't out-cute the dog no matter how hard I can try. I couldn't. And so, it's like working with babies. You're not going to out-cute the baby. It just doesn't work that way. But he really was my favorite for that because he really kept me on my toes, and I had a great relationship with the dog. The dog actually bit a couple of the cast members. He bit Jim and he bit Kevin. Yeah, but the dog never bit me. The dog never bit Michael, and it never bit Amy. And
That's all that really matters. That's all that matters.
I loved working with the dog, and then one time I decided I hated working with the dog because we were in the middle of the polar vortex, and Sarah's face was blue, and I had no feeling in any of my limbs, and we had been filming outside all day, and the animal film services came and told us that the dog had to go home because it was too cold for the dog.
That's right. That's actually a really funny story. The snow was coming down so hard you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, and we're all standing there like in a park. Like who the in a park when it's snowing that hard? And I had lines in the scene. I had dialogue, but I refused to say any of them. I didn't say anything. I just stood there with my head down, and the sun was coming this way, and it was Jim, Michael, and Amy, and they all had lines. And it came time for me to talk, and I just was like, nope. It was miserable. I remember that. It was miserable.
Thank you for your question. We can only take a few more, so if you're at the end of the line, I'm sorry.
First of all, thank you both so much for coming. It means a lot. First of all, for Amy, do you think that Root had a crush
on Hannah Fry, because it kind of came across that way a little bit. Her friend at the beginning, like, she was before your time.
You know, her friend.
And my main question is, for Root, what do you think changed? When did it change that you went from seeing people like fundamentally as bad code to being part of a family? Like, what do you think changed when the transition for that?
I mean, I think it was, I should watch all of it again. But, you know, just being sort of, I can't think of an exact moment. There probably is one, and I should remember. But, Root, yeah, probably.
There it is, that's the answer.
But, you know, just really finding a family and finding that there were people, you know, even after she kidnaps Harold and like ties him up and torturing him basically, and then they still like, she seemed to find family through trying to hurt people. But when they didn't hurt her back, it all worked out.
Thank you. I know that both of you have new projects that you're doing. And I want to make sure that everyone's aware, because I know they're going to want to watch it. So Amy, you're in the new Marvel X-Men project. And Sarah, you've got Gregory, the virtual reality thriller. Is there anything either of you could tell us about either project? Aside from the networks?
Well, I mean, everyone knows kind of what, you know, you say Marvel, you kind of know what you're getting, but my thing is, I don't know. Anyway, but mine, just to fill you in on kind of what it's about, is, I don't know if anyone ever saw the movie Inception. So it's kind of like the TV version of Inception. I go into people's deep subconsciousness, whatever, to try and, you know, help solve their issues and their problems. And so that's the virtual reality part of it all. Is I'm going into people's subconscious, kind of like that movie Jennifer Lopez, The Cell. It's like if The Cell meets Inception, it's like that kind of thing. And then throughout it, I've got my own. I fall into this rabbit hole where the program starts messing with me, and the things that are happening in the virtual reality starts happening in the real world. And it's just, you know, it's from this director who directed a lot of really kind of popular thrillers, and so you know, hopefully it will be good. I also did an Amazon pilot called Halfway House, which was let's see, who's in that one? It was Blythe Danner, Matthew Lillard was in it, and I play a meth addict. Nice. So we'll see which one goes.
Awesome. So that's Amazon, and then Reverie is on
Reverie's
NBC. Yes, I have that. And Amy, anything you can tell us about the unnamed X-Men pilot on Fox?
I'm afraid to, I don't know.
Nope. I tried. I did what I could, guys. I did what I could. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming. I just wanted to say really quickly, we've had a lot of acknowledgement from you guys, but I want to take a second and just acknowledge you guys. Because we would not be where we're at, or at least I would not be where I'm at without your support. And so I thank each and every single one of you for your support individually. So thank you very much for that.